Bristol United. We're live on YouTube. Behind the cameras, Daniel Little, Ashley Tamlin, and me, Sam Morgan. Tonight's a bit of a special episode with John and his Ask the Gaffer. We're live on YouTube. And there's my iPad, bringing in the same voice we're bringing in.
It shows we're live.
Yeah, the live's working, so we're up and going. Who's got the first question?
So I've got the first question for John, and that would be, how do you think the charity event went?
I thought it was a fantastic day, to be honest with you. It went. I had a feeling it was going to be all right, and enjoyed by all the players. But I think it went far beyond our wildest dreams, really. The event was good. We've raised lots of good money. I'm not going to reveal the total yet. That'll come later on this week, but it's going to be a successful day. What I liked about it, and I thought what actually made the day, was having all the light that goes up around the side.
John, stop 2 secs. Sorry, I'm going to butt in.
Yeah.
Just going to swap your mic.
Okay.
You're apparently really quiet.
Right.
And yours is flashing, I reckon the battery's low.
Testing.
Check 1, 2.
Is that any better?
If you can confirm if it's better or not, Jack, when you get 2 seconds. Right, so we'll continue.
Right, so
Sorry,
yeah,
on to the charity event.
It was a really good day, and I think what really made it was the having the gazebo set up along the side of the pitch, and when you weren't playing and the spectators watching. I think it was a really sort of good, relaxing day on the side, eating bacon sandwiches and drinking and hot drinks, pot noodles and stuff. Yeah, it was a really good day all round. It was really successful, I think.
How did you think the players held up with it all?
I think I knew they was going to struggle, because I said I think you had a few of them saying about they were going to sort of play the full 8 hours, and I know Bill did, but I think halfway through, I think you could see the players lagging a little bit, so much that I got shouted at a few times to come back on and help them out.
Yeah.
So I think the reality set in sort of halfway through the session, I think, and it was tough. We got young players, but it was tough. It was draining on the body, and
Yeah.
but they all fought through it, didn't they? And a special shout out to Bolton, who was still smirking around. I think even as the final whistle blew, he's a machine, isn't he? But yeah, a really good day. But yeah, a sore one.
Well, I think we were about 6 hours in, and Bolton was calling for the press when he, come on lads, let's press.
He was, absolutely. He'll never change. I think if he played 67, he'll still be sprinting up and down the line.
Yeah. Go on.
So we do actually have a question in from a viewer, and this is from the Bristol Entertainment Company, and his main question is, John, what are you going to sing at the Bristol United Christmas party?
Good question. Probably a bit of Frank, a Frank Sinatra song, I should imagine. I would have to have a few beers first, though. Talking in front of cameras I've done this for a long time in part of my day job. Getting up and singing is all different kettle of fish. So yeah, buy me a few pints, and we'll see. But probably a good Frank Sinatra song. So if that's the Bristol Entertainment Company, I know they do they're going to be doing our Christmas do. So tell them to get plenty of Frank Sinatra's songs ready.
And this one comes in from your son, is, can you give us a preview?
No, is the answer.
Who put that?
No, that would be for the privilege of Bristol United players and staff and colleagues and partners.
That'll be filmed. That'll be filmed.
Right, so we've got another player coming in with a question. And there's if you were going to land anywhere in Fortnite, where would you land? Very football related,
I'd probably
lads.
rift over to Tomato Town. Is that a good enough answer?
Yeah, Tomato Town it is.
We have another question as well then. This is from Jack Cousins. Which son would you replace for me?
Oh, I'd definitely replace him for Jack, definitely. He's good looking, Jack. He's a good looking boy. So, who's the ugliest of my kids? I don't know. They're all pretty minging, really. To be fair to my boys, if you can chuck in Tom, Dylan, Jack, and name me one more player. Who's the youngest player? And Ben. Give me Ben, and I'll replace all 4 kids.
Oh, he says that about his kids, man.
Oh, poor lads. Well,
Chuck in Alex, and I'll throw my missus out as well.
He would make a good ice one for Alex, to be fair.
so while we're waiting for some more, then to chuck some questions in onto a little bit of football. How did you think the weekend went against Shaftesbury Crusade?
Interesting weekend, wasn't it? A great result for us. 2-1 victory. Really hard fought game for us. We knew it was going to be tough. It was our first league game, mate. What was made to be replayed. So we knew we was going to be in a bit of a scrap and a bit of a fight, and we actually was, weren't we? And first 5 minutes, I said I thought we started really sharp. The first 5, 6, 7 minutes looked pretty good. And then I think the following 15, we just went into our shell, and I honestly thought we're going to lose this game here. And sort of various shouts on the sideline you'll probably hear from me on the footage, but yeah, I thought we stood off them. We allowed ourselves to be bullied and manhandled a little bit. I made a tactical change, sort of shuffled it around a little bit, the back 4, and brought Josh back into a more holding position. And in all fairness to the lads, then they got hold of the game then, and we were starting to get back into the game. We did take a run, scored a goal against a runner play. I got them it. 1-0 up at half time was a little bit fortunate, but second half, again, we had a few words at half time with the lads, and second half we come out fighting and all guns blazing, and I thought we deserved to win. I don't think they threatened us that much, but it was a tough game, but I thought we deserved 2-1 winners.
Yeah.
So we do have a fair few more questions coming in the chat, and one of them are, what's been the best moment of the season so far?
Yeah, I do know. A certain someone scoring a goal. He was sulking on the bench because he was dropped, and he was sulking on the bench for sort of 72, 75 minutes, and he was trying to sort of not look like he was sulking, but I knows he was sulking. But I brought him on 15 minutes to go, and he got his first goal for the season and Bristol United, I believe, and that was a certain Mr. Daniel. I don't really celebrate many goals. I might give the little sort of fist pump and come on and stuff like that. And it was remarked by Ash's dad, actually, Scott, on the sideline, who saw me celebrate, and he said that was a wild celebration for me. But I think for me and the team, it shows there's a likeable character in the team, and that's my favourite part of this season so far, seeing that. A great goal as well. A great goal being on play there.
Alright, so we'll pick another question out then. This one's from Bolton. How long do you think he's got left to play?
I think Bolton should retire when he's about 32. Jokes aside, I mean, Bolts, I think you're 42, I think now, 42, pushing 43. I honestly believe, I think you got a good 3 years in you, potentially 7. The only reason I say that, obviously I'm a lot older than you, and I was playing myself at your age, and it's surprising sometimes your legs can go within a space of a couple of months. So there's that element that could creep up on you, but yeah, I could see another 2 or 3 years, possibly up to another 7 for Bolton. He is a machine. He's the Terminator. He just doesn't stop, does he?
He is a robot.
Yeah, good 7 years you owe me yet, Bolts.
Okay, so we have the next question coming in from another one of your boys, Jack. If you could pick one team out of the whole world to play against Bristol United, who would it be and at what stadium?
Ooh, that's a great question. Is it a current team or a team of past and present?
Let's do one of each.
One of each. The past team, I've got to probably go with the Barca side with Messi, Xavi, and Iniesta.
Wow.
What stadium?
Stadium, I don't know, Memorial, I suppose. No, joking. Gotta be Wembley, and it's surely the home of football. Gotta be Wembley. Yeah, I would go Barcelona at Wembley.
Okay, so we've got the old. What about the current?
The current, probably, I mean, test yourself against the best, probably Man City. I don't know who would have more possession in the game, us or Man City. Just depends. And I'll be playing that game. I'm going to play myself as manager and drop somebody against Man City. So I think we probably edges it on away goals that game if I'm playing.
Okay, next one. Oh, we've done that one already.
Too many questions coming
There
in
is,
through.
quite a
Johnny,
few.
too popular on this live
Right, so
stream.
we've got one coming in from Connor. His only question's going to be apparently Harry Kane or Wayne Rooney.
Harry Kane, instantly.
Elaborate. Any reason?
I think Wayne Rooney was a great player. I think Harry Kane is different class. I think he's one of the best strikers Harry Kane we've had, or the world have had in the last 20 or 30 years. And I think you'll see that even more so now at Munich. He's scoring goals at a ratio of up there with some of the best. And I think as a footballer, I think Harry Kane could have been a world class footballer even without being a striker scoring goals. I think he's a great footballer. So I answered it instantly, and that's not to do Rooney disservice because I think Rooney was a fantastic player, but I think Harry Kane's better.
Bit of Spurs biasness there, I reckon. What do you
Yeah,
reckon?
I think so, yeah.
And I can't believe I'll say this, Harry Kane's definitely better looking than Rooney. Argue with me.
He sang stupider though, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Stupider.
Yeah, there's a question on here, and I'm gonna ask you it because we don't like nothing on here.
Go on.
Josh Hole, do you know any other training drills apart from Hit the King? He's obviously watching plenty of videos now,
Yeah, good
so
lad,
it's fine.
Yeah, I think we've only done it at the Come once, haven't we? But yeah, yeah, we do it. Yeah,
Well,
we do it.
it's either hit the cone or hit the player. And we
Yeah,
both boots
player.
balls at each other.
And yet, none of you think some of the players would be used to hitting the cones of players, but yeah, we don't. What you see is on YouTube sometimes takes us 5 hours to film because the players are useless, they're rubbish. I got edited down to make them look good.
I got a couple of questions there for you, and I'll read them out to you. And the first one is, rate David Beckham on a scale of 1 to 10.
Honestly, I'd say a good 7. A good 7. In all honesty, I want to say 2 but then you'll have Ash swearing in the background. So as we're trying to keep the video clean, so a good 7. I think he was a really good player.
Disrespectful.
But still overrated.
I
Disrespectful.
was thinking of 6.5. Like the best.
You chat out of shit.
Cut.
So yeah, good 7. Good 7 for Beckham.
A good 7. That's all right. And the next question comes in. What did you do to your thumb?
Some idiot keeps picking on me in games. I don't want to mention names because I think as a manager I got to be above that. But some asshole Sunday in the 5-a-side game headbutted my hand, and it broke my thumb. It was a stupid thing to do. I was trying to show off, and it was Dan. Is Dan? We all know it's Dan. He's a bit of a knobhead when it comes to 5-a-side. He was showing off. I was showing off, and he was goading me to take him on. I tried to take him on. The ball flicked up, so I tried to handball it and flick it over Dan's head without nobody seeing it. And I missed the ball and punched Dan in the cheekbone with my thumb. And his head went one way and my thumb went the other. And then we both ended up on the floor. So yeah.
Okay, so we've got one coming in from Dylan. Which professional legend would you compare yourself to in your play style and football back in your prime?
I mean, like to rephrase that, I would like what legend would compare herself to me would be Probably Iniesta rolled in with a Paul Scholes in my latter years. Somebody with devastating pace and finishing ability. R9, I expect, in my early years. Now, all joking aside, but seriously, Iniesta and Xavi rolled into one. Yeah, that was me. It's still me now. The players knows I got it. My legs are dead, but they knows I got it. Why do I feel like I'm going to get my other thumb broke by Dan at the next training session?
So we have one coming in from Gilbo. Who's your favourite footballer?
Obviously, bar me.
Bar Sam, yeah, Bar Sam. Yeah, because Sam is, I mean, I can only dream of being so good. It got to be probably Maradona. I think he's the greatest ever. I know we got Messi, who I love. I know you got Pele and people like that, but I think Maradona. I think he was a genius. I didn't really love him, but I did love his as a footballer. He was a genius. So probably Maradona for me.
Maradona. So one of our players has kind of come into training and games with a new look. And one of our questions to you, John, is what do you think of Dylan's hairband?
Dylan's hairband, I've got to admit, I mean, he took some stick. But, I mean, I think the sex appeal, because I'm thinking of this as a club owner now, and I try to think of the bigger picture. The sex appeal for the ladies and for the young girls who's coming and watching, it was all about Tom Blake, I think, at one point. But I think Bill's matching him now. His hairband,
Do you?
He's starting to look like a young Jack Grealish. He got some swagger about him. And he got oral of Clint Eastwood about him. So I think he looks smart. Take no notice of what they say, Bill. They're out of fashion. Keep rocking the hairband, and yeah, keep doing what you're doing because it's all good.
Yeah, I might start wearing an airband soon.
Sweatband.
Sweatband. I could actually do with one of them.
Right, so we have no further questions coming in, but I've got one for you. And it is, do you have a preferred brand of football boot?
Yeah. I didn't until I had them sort of later on in my career, but definitely Puma Kings. I think they was originally worn by Pele. I think it was named after Pele, Puma Kings. But yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah, I think in the 70s, I think he was paid a lot of money to wear them, and he was an old man, I think. And if memory serves me right with the story, I think you'll see his footage. He comes on and kicks off for a team, even though he can't play. And I think that was how they got the name Puma King. But people might correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm normally pretty on it and right. I'll challenge the internet.
You missed 2 questions on their band, mate, saying there was no more. There's 2 from Jack Cousins. First one,
Go on.
where's Tor when we get promotion?
I think, was it Benidorm, wasn't it? Benidorm. I think we're all going to Benidorm when we get promotion this year. Yeah.
And then the second one from Jack is how much money can he pay to charity to kick Dylan Peters from the club? That's Jack's question.
That's
Kick him
harsh.
from the club, I think that's it. Kick him in somewhere apart his body, is in his private, something like that. You could donate 25 quid. I'll take 25 quid to the Alzheimer's Society to leave one in on Dill. Again, I can't kick him because I think our sex appeal goes down and it just leaves Tom Blake as the only good looking player in the club. Apart from me, obviously, but I'm too old for some of those younger females. But yeah, I can't kick him.
Okay, so the next one's coming in. And if a player on your team got sent off, who's the first player that comes to mind?
Sam.
I got a pretty good record.
You haven't been sent off. I think you've only picked up a couple of bookings, and I think a few sending offs. I mean, Jack Cousins would be far away because he's quite leery himself. Bill's actually picked up a red card, hasn't he, this year? And Josh should have definitely picked up a red card. That escaped. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's Sam's.
For me, the person who asked this sounds quite likely. So it's actually asked by Mike. He springs to mind.
Yes, timing one, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
No, I'm still going to go with Sam. I'm still going to... And we can watch the stats this year. Hopefully nobody gets sent off. But the first person... No, we haven't lost a person in a league game.
Not in a league, no.
For red game, but red card.
It's
But
more
if
likely
we
to be
do-
John getting sent off from the side.
Yeah, part of
You know what I mean?
Side card, yeah.
Yeah.
Because he did get threatened by the ref the other week, didn't he, to shut his mouth, otherwise he's going to be red carded.
Yeah,
So,
the
Sam or Ash?
Sam or Ash?
Yeah. I didn't place it. No, I didn't count.
Next one coming in from Tom Blake. What are the main goals and aspirations for the club within the next 36 months-ish?
Promotion. There's some sort of silverware. I think it got to be promotion. I mean, the cups we're in is going to be hard because we're only allowed to enter that one club, so that's going to be a testing one. But it's not out of the question that we could win a cup. Promotion once, and I think if we get promotion this year, I think promotion next year as well is a feasible one once you get that winning habit. But promotion to win the league, get promoted, I think as a club, and to experience that in different way I've experienced it in the past as manager and owner with Sam and Ash and stuff like that. I think it'll be a special sort of achievement for us all to experience together, because we all know we're a very close club, close with the players and everybody in it, and our supporters. I think it's going to be extra special when we get it.
It's a tough one, that one with Tom, because it's sort of, he's asked what the club's goals are, not just the individual team. So I think that comes in like a little bit with me and Ash as well, to the point of, he spoke about then the team's aspiration as in the first team and stuff like that, rather than just, I don't know if you agree with that, Ash, he's kind of asking what the...
Well, the club, I mean,
I don't know if Tom's meaning team or if he's meaning the entire club.
Well, I mean, it could be split into two, and it's something like I'm speaking on behalf of you two now as
Yeah.
well, in terms of being this side of the camera, but we got massive aspirations for the club point of view over the next couple of years, haven't we, in terms of getting a reserve side is going to happen next year, so that sets us up with a second string side. I believe a third team, whether it's a women's team or a youth football team, is feasible within the next 2 or 3 years.
Vets team.
And I think our ultimate one, which we're serious about, is, and if anybody's out there who can put us in touch with people, is getting our own ground. We're playing in brilliant conditions at the moment with Imperial, who's superb with us, but we're never really going to get to the levels we want to get to as a club and as a business in terms of until we get our own facilities and our own grounds. So that's the big one. So I think the moment we get that, I think the club will really expand it a rate of knots.
Okay, next one's coming in from a fan, not a player. Who is the best supporter of the club? Careful, because the person's asked.
God, that's a hard question. I'm going to be in so much trouble if I don't say Emma, because Emma, I bet it's Emma who's asking. We got some superb supporters, haven't we? And it doesn't go unnoticed. I mean, Sophie's there a lot of the time. Ash's mum and dad, they travel all around and follow us. Your sister comes as well, don't she? Emma's there, Caitlin's there, my mum's there. She's AA. She comes to nearly every game, and we got a core of people who sort of follow us no matter where we're to. So it's hard for me to distinguish who's the greatest. But if it means she's going to make me a cup of tea when I see her next, I'll say Emma.
I'll just put my input into that. It's actually Nan, because she gives me a polo every time.
She goes.
It's the only reason I go football.
Sorry, Emma.
She does. Coming on to cups of tea.
Yeah.
What is your choice of biscuit to dunk in your tea?
Oh, I don't dunk. Let's just get that clear. I don't dunk. That's disgusting.
Do you bite and then swig?
No, I would just bite and eat it, and then you sip your tea. It's dunking, I don't like anything sloppy and stuff like that. So dunking's a no-no. And one person actually tried to dunk their biscuit in my tea once. I think you've seen me angry on the sidelines when we're 4-0 down. You want to see me, I kicked out. I lost my shit that night. You don't dunk in my cup of tea.
So
So I'm pretty basic, man. I like a nice little rich tea. I'm nice and basic like that.
That's
Yeah.
so dry.
so let's get it clear.
Yeah.
You just eat the biscuit
Eat a biscuit.
fully,
Sip of tea.
fully.
No, sometimes half. Sip of tea. The other half. Sip of tea.
Let's clear that one up.
There you go.
Rich tea. Right.
It's so dry, isn't
Yeah, I
it?
don't mind. I mean, I could eat a custard cream, but one or two, they're a bit sickly after that.
Bit creamy.
Yeah. We did have them Saturday, and I had since I was a kid a Viscount biscuit. That was quite nice.
They're nice, they are.
And Cassie made me a cup of tea to go with it, and I dropped the scalding hot cup of tea out my
Oh, on his foot.
down my foot.
Oh, I've seen that.
Yeah, that was nice.
I can't believe that, man.
The next one coming in is what is your opinion on grip socks with cut socks?
Stupid. Don't get me. Right, hang on. Where's the camera? Right, because I'm going to have a rant now. But for all you young players across all the country, if you're watching, grow up, because you watch on Match of the Day in Sky Sports. You don't need grip socks. You don't need cut socks. You don't need holes in your socks. You don't need Vaseline on your fucking jumper. Is all a myth. You're following the players on Match of the Day. Don't do it. We played football. Oh, I haven't played football, but football's been played over 150 odd years. You don't need it. Stop following fashion. Stop cutting holes in our club socks. Ruining our shirts with Vaseline, Cal. It's not needed. So grip socks, chuck them out. Stop being a sheep. Be your own person. Do your boots up a bit tighter. You don't need grip socks.
I'm just putting it out there. I don't wear grip socks, and I don't rub Vaseline or deep heat or Vicks into my
You
shirt.
want to try, that's why you're probably shit.
Well, that was just nasty.
Apologies.
Yeah.
No, it's not needed. It is a fad. I played a lot of games of football, and not once have I ever thought my feet slipping around in my boots because I never had grip socks on. It's not a thing. So yeah, next question.
Go on then, from Billy Gilbertson. Do you have any idea of what the next charity event will be?
We talked about this briefly, and I'm going to make a world announcement tonight because I'm sure we're going global with this. It's going to be next April time, and I don't even think Ash actually knows this. It's going to be Bristol United does I'm a Celebrity. So it's going to be a 3-day event in the Forest of Dean where everybody's all you get is to take with you is a can of beans, and you got.
There we are. I think we're back. Couple of technical difficulties
Bit of
there.
a tech issue. We should be back up and going, I believe.
Yeah.
Right, that's a great question. Do you want to just repeat
Yeah,
just in case?
we'll repeat the question. So I don't know how much has got cut and how much is back in, but the question was from the Bristol Entertainment Company, and it was: is there any scope for a BUFC calendar, but it's just Tom Blake?
Definitely. I'm surprised that is only Tom Blake. I'm surprised Dylan with his hairband isn't thrown into that conversation. But I think yeah, who wouldn't buy a Tom Blake calendar with his chest out and his is on every woman's Christmas list, surely. So I can't I can't see why we wouldn't sell out immediately. But I think we should. I think we should absolutely make a calendar, but if you don't want just Tom Blake, if you like all different kinds of shape people, round, short, fat, airy, bald, why not pick the best 12 and make a Bristol United calendar?
The sad thing is, I almost fit that exact description. Hairy and bald. Oh, that's sad. Yeah, so we have got a couple more questions. Coming in from Dylan again, and it's about 2 current players. One of them's just gone into the role. What professional players would you say Tom Blake and George PC play like as a partnership?
As a partnership, I got to be honest. As a partnership, they're not clicking as a partnership at the moment for me. They're performing well as individuals. I think it's something we're going to be working on and as the season goes on. They're playing well and they're scoring goals. They need a lot more games together. I think they're probably about 10 games in as a partnership, and it is hard to get that to gel with the two of them. So it's going to be, it's one thing I thought what worked actually quite well on Saturday, because it wasn't clicking for us up front, and I made the sort of change to go like a 1 and a 1 rather than a 2 up front, with sort of Tom spearheading it and George finding the little pockets behind the striker, and within 5 minutes George found a pocket and scored Saturday. And I think that's where George could be at his best, picking the ball up deep and driving on forward as opposed to playing as the sort of the last man. But it's I think they got great potential to form a deadly partnership, but it just needs a little bit more time and game time together to really sort of click. It took Josh and Tom a good sort of 20-30 games to really get that understanding. So more games needed, but the potential's definitely there.
So another question coming in from superfan Emma Chapman. Are you shocked by how many supporters we get at the club?
We do, yeah, but it is surprising, because I didn't think we'd get any, to be honest with you. I don't know why sort of anybody would. I've never really watched amateur football. I don't really like watching amateur. I always used to feel frustrated that you wasn't playing. So I've never really been a fan of watching it myself. So when we started the club, I was just expecting it to be me and Ash on the sideline along with the subs, but it's sort of quickly built up a following, haven't they? Like oh man away, and yeah, I am a little bit surprised by it, especially with some of the girls who's probably not into football. I know some of them's not into football, but they're there. I was going to say cheering their boyfriends on. They're all there for Tom Blake, aren't they? They're all there for Tom Blake. But no, it has surprised me a little bit, but it's really, really nice, and it helps as a player when you're getting cheered on from the sideline, and whether it's the substitutes cheering you on, your supporters cheering you on, or whatever, it definitely helps. Definitely helps.
On to the next one. I was waiting for one of you two to take one then, so we had like a little 4-second blank.
There was that, but I did just read the last question, so I just was waiting for you.
So the next one is coming in from Bolton. Do you think United can make a veterans team in about 3 years' time?
He's expecting to start.
But he was ready for it 4 years ago.
He's ready to start.
I really do think we can get a vets team, and I think it is something we'll look at in going forward. I don't really sort of know how the vets league works. I was asked to play for a vets side a couple of years ago, and I think they were playing like 2 games per month. So I think 1 week on, 1 week off. But I don't know if that was that league or every league. I'm not sure. But yeah, but I mean, why not? Our ambition, not just mine, our ambition is eventually at some point is to have 3 or 4 men's sides, children's sides, women's sides, vet sides, and this all links back to getting our own premises and our own ground. It's sky's the limit is once we get that. But absolutely, why not? We want to grow as a club, so yeah. So Bolton, you've got to scrub that earlier question. If we get a vets team, you've probably got another 17 years in you.
So another one comes in, nice, quick and easy. Star Trek or Star Wars?
Live long and prosper.
That's embarrassing. Next one.
Yeah, so this one's from James Overy. Gerrard or Scholes? Gerrard was Scholes a good player, but Gerrard just.
Sorry, John. The camera's just going to come off you. And yeah, Gerrard.
Sam's doing this signal to me. So he's threatening to cut my throat if I didn't say Gerrard. No, Gerrard was more all-round player than Scholes. Great player, Scholes, but Gerrard for me.
Okay. Next one is coming in from Mike again. And there's what is your favourite position? And I presume he means
sexual.
Could be. We could start with that if you like.
I can't at the moment. Favourite position. I'm assuming he meant as a player. My best position was undoubtedly was a striker, because believe it or not, look at me now, I was slim and fast and scored goals years ago. My favourite positions are what I enjoyed. I enjoyed playing centre mid as I got a bit older, because you was just involved in everything, the ugly side, the battling side, the tackling, the set assisting, and still breaking forward and scoring. So I was probably better as a striker, but enjoyed midfield more.
And he just replied to say he meant on the pitch.
On the pitch, yeah, of course.
I think we're pretty... There is one more, I'm going to read it. This is Josh.
Yeah.
Me and Jack are currently on the PlayStation. Can you please boost our egos instead of Dylan and Tom's?
I would, but they're not very good looking. Josh, I mean, what can I say? Was it Josh and Jack?
It is Josh and Jack, yeah.
Right, let's big it up. So Josh, let's boost his ego, because he needs an uplift. Josh, he's not got an ego of his own. So Josh, I mean, is one of the best footballers the world has ever seen on the planet. He's fast, he's 2-footed, he scores from any angle, he defends from any angle. I mean, how he's not snapped up in the Premiership is beyond belief.
What about Josh Gilbertson? Because obviously you just covered
Josh Tamlin.
Josh Tamlin.
Yeah. Oh, right, Josh Gilbertson. He's not like Josh Gilbertson. Josh Gilbertson, he does a steady job on our side. He carries my bag from the car to the match day where we change. He's brilliant when he's carrying. Do you see the way he carries the corner flags over from the Imperial to the pitch? Nobody does it like he does. So we'd be lost without him. And Jack, I mean, what can I say about Jack? Nothing, not really. Next question.
Oh, this is a good question. Have you found any big challenges within starting the club? Or what's been the big challenges, I suppose, if any?
I mean, we've had lots of challenges, but I think our motivation and the knowledge, like we had to sort of, not so much the knowledge of how to solve that, but the attitude to sort of find a solution to solve a problem, I think is pretty strong. So I don't think we've overcome or faced many issues that we couldn't overcome. I think probably the biggest one, we were looking at a reserves, well, like a Sunday side, weren't we, last year? And we had everything ready to go. We just couldn't find a pitch available for a Sunday, which sort of beggars belief, really. And I think today, I think that's the only problem what probably defeated us or certainly set us back 12 months is that we just couldn't get a pitch. And I mean, for anybody who's watching or they're listening or whatever, as a plug, I mean, we're setting up a reserve side next year and we're looking for a pitch for our Saturdays because we might not be able to get Imperial where we play now. So if anybody knows of a pitch, message us, just give us a shout out because we're looking at setting that up next year. But that was probably the biggest challenge I think we faced, that we couldn't quite solve at that stage, was getting our Sunday pitch. But we've had 1,000,001 problems, haven't we? But we've overcome them. We found the solutions and sorted that out and changed things, and we've overcome. So for me, it links to business. I like challenges, and there's always a way of solving them. So I don't really sort of see that as an issue for me.
Just to jump in there, obviously, like when we first set the club up, not to play it down what we did, but if anything, I was actually a little bit surprised of how easy it was. I thought it would be a lot more to do.
Yeah, because I mean, we'd never done it before.
Yeah.
We set a club up and we didn't really know everything. But again, like in life, and I'm a lot older than most, I think sometimes there's a pressure on people to know everything and know the answers. Is knowing who to speak to or finding out who to speak to who can give you the answers. Nobody's expected to know anything, no matter what you're doing in life. Is what you're going to do to find those answers. There's no shame in not knowing anything, and that's what we did. We reached out to people who had the information, had the answers we needed, and we got it, and we got on with it and implemented it. So, it was quite straightforward. Really.
Yeah, I think the league was massively helpful, wasn't they? And then obviously we had Gillard helped with running his own side on a Sunday. My dad knew people from his refereeing days, and obviously me having played a bit more recently from you, I sort of knew who to contact at the league, so it wasn't as hard as what we imagined it might be. It's still difficult, but it was. I thought
There's
there'd be more that went
a
into
lot
it.
to do, but
Yeah.
like I said, it is filling the gaps of your knowledge, and that's what again, advice to anybody. It's all gone serious all of a sudden, but yeah, any gaps in your knowledge is don't panic. Reach out to people who can fill those gaps for you. Any more questions? Are we coming towards?
Well, we're 40 minutes in. There's a couple more, but I think they could lead to 20-minute answers.
Okay.
So being 40 minutes in, I think is a good first little demo of doing our first ever live stream of not so much an interview, but Ask the Gaffer, a little bit of a podcast based off it.
Yeah.
And it's nice to see how many people tuned in to actually watch, which was quite surprising and quite
And
nice, I
you're
suppose.
welcome, everybody, for I'm allowing you to have 40 minutes of my time. You don't know how precious my time is. and you're welcome. Yeah, Uni's Champions League when you can listen to me for 40 minutes, so you're welcome.
Well, that's where we're getting ready, John, because the second half's about to kick off, and obviously we don't want to be missing that. So, no, thanks to everybody for watching. If you haven't already, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, follow the rest of our social media, and look forward to seeing you on the next.
At the box.
Thanks very much.